Recently, a friend came up to me and wanted to tell me about some breakthroughs on how he's dealt with bipolar disorder and anxiety disorder. He told me that first example, how things have gotten better for him, is when he had a something that he had to get for work. He had to send an email to one of his coworkers where he needed something, and he started to get anxious after the fact. Well, he said to me he was worried about his tone, that he didn't want people not to like him because of the tone. He might be a little pushy. And also that he was worried that they would take too slow to get back to him because he needed the work. Uh, he also said to me that things that helped were he used cognitive distortions. Basically, distortions on how you distort what you thought about the situation. Emotional reasoning was one of them, where basically every time this type of situation came up, it would always go wrong because I thought that. Second one would be catastrophizing, where what is bad will go bad. He also said to me some of the thoughts that he had where things would go right, he rationalized it as first, the person is not ignoring them. They have to do their own work. They have things to finish up, etc. And they'll get back to you as soon as possible. The second one also was they don't not like you. That has nothing to do with it. You don't need to worry. He said, I don't need to worry about my tone. My tone was fine. I was asking and clear and to the point, so things were fine. And the third one is there's no need to get anxious. I'm going to get what I need. And if I don't get it right away, after enough time, I will send them another email, he said. All right, another second thing that he said to me on something that he was working on that things have gotten better was if something went wrong at work where there would be a situation where you might do something wrong, you would mess up a report where things could go awry that needed to be fixed, that he was going to get raked over the coals by the manager. He was worried that he would get written up, things like that. Well, basically what he did, remember, he was thinking this before anything was said to him. Basically what he told me is do some deep breathing techniques where you'd have a mantra being something you like, maybe sitting on a beach in the sand soaking the sun up, maybe playing golf where we would hit the ball 300 yards right down the middle. Anything that you would like, he said, imagine that, breathe, take a few minutes, focus on maybe an object at your desk. So you try to get, like, maybe you have a picture, maybe you're looking at a picture of your family, a picture of the sun, whatever makes you happy, look at that picture and focus on that and use that to try to calm down, he told me. And it works. Sometimes it doesn't, but a lot of the times it does work. You need to work at it more if it doesn't work and go to another method like what we just did. Third thing he told me is his child was having a hard time at school many years ago, that they weren't learning properly, where their social skills were not right. And he blamed himself for this because he had the same way when he was a kid. When he was a kid, he thought he got made fun of, he told me. He also had anxiety about this, that he wouldn't fit in, etc. What he did was he talked to a few people that helped him. First one he talked to was his wife. His wife told him to not harbor any of these feelings. It's not your fault, because just because your child is this way doesn't mean you are this way. You did not cause it. Second person he helped was a good friend of his. And the friend said to him, because you're thinking about this too long over many years, you need to stop reliving that chapter of your life. That chapter is in the past. Your son is doing much better now, your child, your son, your daughter, whoever it is. And they've turned out well. You and your wife have done a great job raising him or her, whatever. So that is important. Basically, they've done well. Stop reliving the chapter and get rid of that guilt. And he told me, yes, that was very important. I never realized that. I just was stuck on that thought, and I was able to get rid of that guilt. That's what he told me. Another thing, too, is he said to me, I have this bipolar disorder and GID. And I'm working on things, the methods, the CBT, and the deep breathing, rationalizing, etc. It's helped me. However, I'm going to have a fraction of this probably the rest of my life, my therapist told me. But it doesn't define me. But what you need to do is, he said, what you need to do is use these techniques, and over time, a lot of this will dissipate and you will not struggle as much. It'll still be there, but you'll be able to deal with it on a much easier basis. When you see something, what he said, when you see something coming up, you'll be able to use that method and then it'll dissipate. He also said to me, John, thank you for sharing this information. It's important to me because if I can help one person, I'll be very happy to do that. Well, guess what? I'm using your information and helping at least one person, hopefully many. Thank you very much.